Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 everyone. Hi, hello, 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 hello. Sharice Johnson Moore here, and hi to everyone in the audience. And I want to welcome you to Authors Excerpt Sunday. Authors Excerpt Sunday is a show about authors, just nothing but authors. It's like, we talk about, doesn't matter the genre that you write, you can come and appeal on this show. I hold no balls. I'm not, I'm not one of those people. Oh, I just got these certain kind of authors. No, I want all authors. I want all authors on the show. Okay. My name is Sharice Johnson Moore, and I am your host for today. Today we have a special guest, a very special guest. Her name is Frances Marshall, and she is the author of two lovely books. It is Who Gave the Last Slap and Plantation. Okay. And they are two marvelous books. And I wanted to welcome this author to the platform. And I want to say hello, hello, hello to Miss Frances. Hello, Miss Frances. How are you doing today, honey?
Hey, Cherie, I'm so excited to be here. Hello, everyone out
Hey,
there. I'm looking
I
for
know, I
authors.
know.
I've got a brand new company called Courage and Marshall Publishing, and if you have a book you've wrote or manuscript, let me know. Francis Marshall 63 at yahoo.com. That's Francis Marshall 63 at yahoo.com. I'm looking for authors. If you need something published or something edited or formatted, cover, anything you need, let me know. That's Francis Marshall 63 at yahoo.com. Take it away,
I know
Sheree.
that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. Hey, Miss Francis. So, how was your week been, honey?
I have had a fantastic week. Yesterday, I was at the senior citizen uh, flea market in
Mm-hmm.
Olive Branch, Mississippi, and I sold
Mm-hmm.
15 books there within, oh, I don't know, 5 hours. And we just
Oh,
had a
okay.
fantastic time. There was 70 of us all set up, and people were coming
Mhm.
like crazy.
Oh, okay. All right. I know that's right. So I know that feels good to be able to go sit down at the market and and sell your manuscripts, and pick up some new clientele at the same time, as my grandma would say, killing two birds with one stone, right?
Yes, ma'am. I had about 6 or 7 people that have books, that's authors,
Hmm.
and they want me to edit and publish their book. So I've
Hmm.
got all their names and I'm ready to get going. But if there's
I know
anybody
that's
else
right.
out there that wants somebody to publish their book, my email's
Hmm.
right there on your screen. And be
Hmm.
sure and write it down so you won't forget and let us know.
Amen.
I've got a
I know that's right.
fantastic company and we
Mhm.
are ready for you.
Okay, so Miss Francis, I wanted you to let's get into talking about the two books that you have published. Who Gave the Last Slap and the Plantation book. So which
Okay.
one you want to discuss first?
Well, guys, who gave the last slap? I don't know if you can see it or
Uh,
not, but
yeah.
it's on
Mm-hmm.
Amazon. But you can also order it from me, Francis
Mm-hmm.
Marshall 63 at yahoo.com. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a nonfiction book. It's,
Uh-huh.
let's see, explores the theme of love, hate,
Mm-hmm.
loss, healing, and forgiveness. Each
Mm-hmm.
chapter is a journey through the emotions that come from heartbreak and the process of moving on. See how God has gave me 53 years of a fantastic marriage.
Amen.
Early readers have been raving about this book, calling it a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful and raw expression of the human experience and a must
Yes.
read for everyone who has
Mm-hmm.
ever had pain with heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got a continued story called Our Happy Life about mine and my
Uh-huh.
husband's happy life, and it's
Yes,
coming
ma'am.
out in about 2 weeks. So be sure
Oh,
and watch for it on Amazon or just give me a call.
okay, okay. All right.
Another
Do you
book,
want to read us? Yes, ma'am. You have Jenkins Plantation. And what is
Jenkins
this book about?
Plantation.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. It's about a little girl who was only 3 years
Mm-hmm.
old when she was sold
Mm-hmm.
on the auction block with her parents. And
Mm-hmm.
she stood quietly by her mother's side during what was reported to be one of the biggest slave auctions they ever had. Her mother,
Mm-hmm.
Jane, ran the kitchen for
Mm-hmm.
Master Jenkins, and Dora,
Mm-hmm.
who was 3, learned how to work in the kitchen. She taught
Mm-hmm.
herself how to read. She didn't know how to read, so she asked Master Jenkins if he had a book she could learn, and he
Okay.
gave her one. She ended
Mm-hmm.
up teaching kids how to read and become a teacher. My next
Oh,
book is going to be called Schoolhouse Activity, and it's a continuous
okay.
story of this one.
Oh,
So
okay,
these
okay.
run like
All right.
$13 a piece.
Okay, okay. Can you read us an excerpt out of your first book? The Who
Okay,
Gave the Last Slap?
I have some reviews here.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
It's
Okay,
okay. Take
Hal
your time.
Grantham said, interesting writing of the toxic family relationship. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, inconsiderate bully of a father and husband.
Mm-hmm.
This is about my father and my mother, and my father was very mean to my mother, but
Mm-hmm.
God has helped me learn how to have a fantastic marriage. And if I can help just one woman or one
Mm-hmm.
man with a
Yes.
relationship or a marriage
Mm-hmm.
out of my book, this book was worth writing. Here's another
Okay.
one
Okay.
by Carmen Gray. She said, awesome book. This book is
Mm-hmm.
full of sweetness and pain in perfect proportions. I
Mm-hmm.
do love the thorough details of the author's life. I can't wait to read more.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have another one by Book Lovers number 3. Lovely,
Mm-hmm.
such a great book. Recommend with such beautiful writing and a gritty story everyone should read. Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
And Helen S. Terry says, I have only reviewed the first chapter of this book and cannot wait to get my hands on it to finish it. It keeps
Mm-hmm.
me on the edge of my chair and is
Mm-hmm.
suspense from the first paragraph. The author
Mm-hmm.
tells her story and I get chills. I will
Mm-hmm.
add this to my book collection. If there's
Oh, okay.
anybody out there that wants my books, Who Gave the
Mm-hmm.
Last Slap and Jenkins Plantation, just email me, francismarshall63 at yahoo.com. It's on your screen, and I'll be glad to mail it to you, or you can get it on Amazon.
Amen. Amen. So, Miss Francis, what propelled you to become an author?
Well, I always had this story about my family, and I always wanted to write it. And so one
Mm-hmm.
day I've been working for years at a warehouse and different places. So after I retired, I just had to write it. I just had to, get it down on paper. So I started making an outline. I ended up,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I knew anything. You don't
Yes,
think you
ma'am.
know anything when you start to write. But I ended up with
Yeah.
611 pages in my outline. I know.
Okay.
I mean, I just got those notebooks and I just started writing like crazy,
Yeah.
and I
Mm-hmm.
got it all wrote out. Well,
Yes.
my editor, she helped me out and she cut it down to about 250 pages. But
Okay.
you just don't think you know anything until you get to writing. So don't give up on your books. Make sure you do them, even if you have to write an hour a day. Now, what I do, every day I spend 3 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't let nobody in there in my office. In them 3 hours,
Mm-hmm.
I may not write a paragraph. I may write a whole page, but I spend that 3 hours in there writing down my story. And
Okay.
I'll write a chapter, and I may change it 10 times, but
Mm-hmm.
that's okay.
Yes.
After a while, you get it where the editor can read it and make a
Mm-hmm.
book for you. So don't
Oh,
give up.
okay. Okay. So, how long did it take you to write your first book? to write from writing to publishing?
Yeah, it depends on my first book. My first book was a nonfiction, like I said, about
Mhm.
my family, and
Yes.
I probably 6 months to a year before I finally gave it to an editor. And then
Oh,
she
okay.
had to do a lot of cutting back too, on my
Mm.
books. I had
Hmm.
so much of it. And
Yes.
but she done all the important part of it, and it turned out real good. I got a 5 star on it.
Oh,
And
okay.
if
All right.
anybody wants to read the reviews, they can go to
Mhm.
Amazon and just
Oh,
click in
okay.
my name and read the reviews on the book.
Yes, ma'am. So can you read us an excerpt out of your Who Gave the Last Slap book? Can you read
That's
us an
Who Gave
excerpt?
the Last Slap book.
Yes, ma'am. Can you read an excerpt, a little portion of the book out of the book?
Can I read a little portion of the book? Sure.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Well, let's see. Uh, Chapter 13 is my favorite because that's
Okay.
where I met my husband.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, no, that's not it. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
I saw the man of my dreams.
Okay.
October the 10th of that year was a night I will never forget. I was selling
Yes.
tickets at the skating ring. I was a bit slow one night, and I was sitting by the big window in front of watching the passbys. I saw a
Mhm.
young man about 23 getting out of his yellow car. He
Mhm.
was on a he had on a yellow shirt and green pants and had nice dark hair. I fell in love at first sight. I knew my heart had just opened up. I knew everything I had been searching for was standing in front of me. This was the man I wanted to marry. I waited on him and sold him a ticket. He had an ABC belt buckle in his hand that he had won at the bowling alley. I noticed he knew Mr. Robertson very well. Mr. Robertson was taking the tickets from people at the gate when he went on into the ring to put on his skates. I couldn't stand it. I had went over to the Pop, which is Mr. Robertson, and said, I'm going to marry him. Pop introduced us at once. After talking to each other for an hour, Bill Marshall asked me out for a date. I couldn't go. I had a double date and couldn't get out of it. I tried everything. I had date I had a date after work the next 2 nights. I sadly said goodbye to Bill when the date come in to pick me up.
Mhm.
But the whole story is 1
Mhm.
year later we got married. When he
Oh,
came
okay.
back in the skate ring that two
Mhm.
nights later, I asked him
Yeah.
out and
Oh,
he
okay.
said yes. Even though he had to
All
go to
right.
work the next morning, we stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning and we
Oh,
dated for
okay.
a whole year. I think we missed 2 weeks out of the whole year. And he asked
Oh,
me to
okay.
marry him. And so
Oh,
1 year
okay.
later, we got married on October the
Amen.
10th.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So
So we had
how
53
so
years of fantastic
53
marriage.
years? I know that's
53
right.
years.
Hey, some people can't even make it past 5 minutes. But work at relationships, and you work at it, and everything is not perfect, but you give it your best shot. And and like they say, don't go to sleep mad. Don't go to sleep
Oh,
mad.
no,
Talk about it.
no. So
you know.
let God
So
take care of it. People have
yes, ma'am.
asked me, how'd you have such a long marriage and a fantastic marriage? I said, God took care of every bit of it.
I
If you
know
don't
that's
let God in your life
right.
and if you don't
Hmm.
let Him take care of everything, it's
Hmm.
not going to work. You can't
Yes,
do
ma'am.
it.
Amen.
You just can't do
Amen.
it.
Amen.
Mhm.
So, may I ask a question, Miss Francis?
Sure.
How old are you?
How old am I? Oh, I'm
Yes, ma'am.
73. I'll be
Oh,
74 next month.
hey, how you doing? I know that's right. I know that's
I'm
right.
not old.
Eh,
I'm young.
I,
I'm 73 young. I work
Amen. I know
all the
that's
time.
Amen. I
So,
know that's right. I know that's right. So, how does it feel to, how does it feel to really have to really get involved in making sure your books are seen and heard, and all the activity that goes around when you trying to put your book out there? How are you dealing with that kind of that activity?
well, I've always done flea markets and I owned
Hmm.
a thrift store for like 5 years. So I've
Okay.
always done this kind of work. Um, it is a lot of work being an author.
Hmm.
You don't just sit down and do nothing. You've got to get
Hmm.
out there, tell people about your book, show your book,
Hmm.
read your book,
Hmm.
advertise,
Hmm.
everything you can think of. Read,
Yeah.
read, read. Read about
Yes.
everything you need to do.
Yes.
Read books, study, talk to other authors, put your
Hmm.
information with other authors. We have writers helping writers, and they help me a lot. I post
Hmm.
on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere I can think of to post. And you don't have to
Hmm.
spend a whole lot of money advertising unless
Yeah.
you're rich, and I'm not
Oh.
rich. And so,
Oh.
but you just got to get it out there. You got to tell
Yeah.
everybody you talk to. I don't care where you are. I take
Hmm.
books to church. I take books
Hmm.
to the senior citizen. I
Yeah.
take them door to door, business to
Amen.
business. I go
Hmm.
everywhere. And
Yes.
so it's
Yes.
just
Yes.
you got to get it out there. You can't just sit down and watch TV and not do
Mhm.
anything
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
want to sell them.
Yeah, I know how that is. I know how that is. It's always constantly. It's a constant move. It's a constant going, going, going. And it's constant like find this event, go to this event, go to that event. And so I wanted to. Can you read us an excerpt out of your other book, Jenkins Plantation?
Sure. I'm sorry. When Dora was a little girl, she lived on a plantation with her parents, Jim and Jane Shale. Jane and Jim told Dora how their family had come from Africa in 1859 in a cart. They told Dora they were shipped in a cart behind bars. Then slave crammed the coaches with 6 adults, packages, building supplies, and stacks of 2 mules to haul along the highway to the slave auction. The slave auction was one of the most scientific sales of enslaved African in the history of Georgia. It happened on March the 3rd and 4th in 1859 at the Tin Rock Race Course. 436 men, women, children, and infants were on the auction block. Word of the sale spread throughout the South for weeks, drawing potential buyers from North and South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, Alabama, and Louisiana. The Northern press reported the event extremely, and the re- reaction to the sale deepens. The nation's growing section, divided in a year immediately, preserved a civil war. The influx of visitors quickly approached all the hotels in the area and any other lodging space and bar. In a day leading up to the auction, no rooms were available. The city was abuzz with talk of the auction. Daily, daily, they went through the town and checked out all the slaves. People were getting their bids together on each enslaved person early. The sale resulted from an old family estate breakup, including 2 plantations. Butler's, excuse me, Butler's Island and the Hampton Plantation. What they did is they went along and they wouldn't let these people out of these cages, and they only let them out to go to the bathroom and just eat cornbread and water. And they, checked them out. They pinched their bodies and checked their teeth, and just horrible. It was just horrible. To me, it's really horrible. Um, they separated their families. They wouldn't let the babies or parents have their kids, and they just sold them to anybody that wanted to buy them. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, they it was just breathtaking. To
Yes, ma'am.
do this book. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think people realize what slaves went through. If they did, it's I don't know. I can't even express words about it. Just, but Dora grew up. She taught herself how to read, and
Mm-hmm.
she opened up a schoolhouse. It's called Schoolhouse
Mm-hmm.
Activity, and that's going to be
Yes,
my
ma'am.
second book. And
Okay.
Joe Jenkins, uh, he got married to a lady, and they had a big wedding. And Dora's mama and I done all the cooking and everything. So sometimes it's funny, the book is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Dora,
Yes.
she has her own opinion of everything. She was going to hit this lady with a bowl of gravy right on top of her head one day because she was trying to hurry him up cooking. And so I think
Mm-hmm.
I really think it'll be a good movie. I really do. I think it's turned out to be
Okay.
really fantastic. I'm getting a five
Okay.
star on it rating. And,
Okay.
you know, uh, I, if anybody wants the book or just wants to
Mm-hmm.
give me a feedback, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Go
Yeah.
to my
So
email or go to Amazon. So I
yes.
think they will enjoy it.
So Miss Francis, how did you come up with that book, Jenkins Plantation? How did that book come about?
Well, I've always liked plantation houses, and
Mm-hmm.
I like historical stuff. I like to read about
Mm-hmm.
things that happened back in 1700, 1800. I like their
Mm-hmm.
clothes they wore, and
Mm-hmm.
so I done a lot of research on this book. It took me about a year and a half to get this book
Oh,
wrote
okay.
because I wanted it to come out right, and
Oh, okay.
I wanted I wanted the people to understand
Yeah.
uh, this wasn't right. This wasn't
Yeah.
right at all.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am. So
and so
where did
I,
that concept come up about that? I mean, about the book. I mean, how did that is it based on a true story? Is the book
some of
based on
it's
a true story?
true and some of it's fiction. Now, Dora's
Oh,
the story of the people are fiction. I made up names
okay.
for them. I made
Yeah.
up names for
Yeah.
Jenkins Plantation. I've had people
Mhm.
ask me, "Where is this plantation?" And I said, "Well, no, I just come up with a plantation. I come up with
Mhm.
the man next door's name was Jenkins, so that's where I came up with the name.
Okay. All
But
right.
it
Mhm.
is a true story of what happened in the Civil War. With
Oh,
President Lincoln and
mhm.
uh, it's just what happened to the slavery and how they come over from Africa and Germany and different
Mhm.
places and just brought in
Yeah.
cages and it's
Mhm.
just a true story in a way.
Yes. Ma'am.
It's kind of true and it's also fiction with the
Yes, ma'am.
characters.
Yes, ma'am. So, what upcoming events do you have coming up? You have anything new? Have anything new to share with us? Mhm.
I do. Okay. Our happy life is
Mhm.
it's a continuous story of who gave the last slap, and it's about
Oh,
mine and
okay.
my husband's fantastic marriage. And
Yes, ma'am.
when we retired, we decided
Mhm.
to we didn't know what we was going to do with ourselves when we retired, but
Yes.
we decided to go on a vacation. Well,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
my husband said I'd like to go on a 5 week
Mm.
vacation. Well, we start out with 7 weeks. And
Mhm.
I said, "Are we going to fly?" He said, "We're not going to fly. We're going to drive. I want to see the world. I don't want to fly over it." And so we ended up going to 13 different states, and it's
Okay.
all about it in the book. And we had
Okay.
a fantastic time. My son and I won a trip to New York City, in New
Okay.
Jersey. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
he was pitching a basketball blindfolded, and I caught
Mm-hmm.
all the balls in a little bitty
Mm-hmm.
child's basket. And so we
Okay.
won that trip for 4 days, and
Okay.
airplanes, hotel, everything,
Mhm.
limousine
Okay.
driver, the whole 9 yards. So we won that
Okay.
trip. And so
Okay.
I think everybody will enjoy just learning about different places we went. We just got
Yeah.
in that car and just went. And anytime we wanted
Mhm.
to stop, we stopped and stayed 2 or 3 days, whatever we wanted to stay, and kept on
Yes,
going.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, anything else? Is there anything else you want to talk? I
Yes,
mean,
I'm
tell us
making a
about what's
book
coming up.
called Schoolhouse Activities, and that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
on Jenkins Plantation. And that's where
Okay.
Dora gets married, and she
Mhm.
opens up a schoolhouse activity for kids to teach them how
Okay.
to uh, read and math and just different things. She'll have different rooms for like a whole schoolhouse.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's going to turn out really good too.
Oh, okay.
I've already
Okay.
got it
Okay.
wrote. I've just got to get it edited.
Oh, okay. All right. You do you, girl? Do you? So, we was talking about the radio station.
Yes, ma'am. I have,
Yeah.
let me see now. I don't know if I have it wrote down or not. It's on Poplar Avenue. It's a Christian radio station, but Brian Taylor has it in
Mhm.
Memphis, Tennessee. And
Mhm.
it's going to be November the 8th, but I don't know what time yet. We had to
Mhm.
change the time and date because they had something they had to do. And I don't know. Can I email you later and tell you what time and date and the name of the place? Would that
Yes,
be
ma'am.
good?
You can email me. You can
It's,
email me anytime you get ready. Okay. You can.
I'll be advertising it too.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It's kind
ma'am.
of a surprise. I didn't even know they. I thought they done forgot about me. They came in
Mhm.
one day. I was at Sweet Pea Restaurant in Olive Branch,
Mhm.
and I was
Uh-huh.
selling books. And
Mhm.
this man and his son walked up to me, and they said I'm from a radio station, and they told me the name, but uh,
Mhm.
I was kind of surprised. I didn't think about
Yeah.
somebody walking up from a radio station to me. So he asked me all about my books and took pictures and he said I'll be emailing
Mhm.
you. Well, they never did. So I thought,
Yes.
well, they just forgot about me.
Yes, ma'am.
So they
Mhm.
called the other day while I was at a
Mhm.
dinner, and I was real excited. I couldn't believe it. But then they called back and said we're gonna have to change the date. So
Okay.
I'll be letting you
Um,
know when it is, and
okay. Keep me posted. Keep me posted. Miss
I will.
Francis, it has been an honor and a privilege to have you on Authors Excerpt Sunday. I wish you all the best with your business, your publishing business, and your books that you are creating, and all the authors that you are helping to publish their books as well. So I
Thank you.
wanted to say I'm proud of you and thank you for writing and becoming an author and letting us know that we all, no matter how old we are, that we can achieve our dreams and goals. Okay.
Okay, and I'll be getting back with you with those commercials.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am. I'm here. I'm here. All right. I want you to have a blessed evening. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
And
You're
appreciate you.
welcome. You're
Have
welcome,
a
and
good day.
come back now. You hear? You can find Mrs. Francis Marshall's books on Amazon, or you can contact her. You can contact her here at her email address, francismarshall63 at yahoo.com. And
Correct.
you can, and Amazon and what are the other locations people can find you?
Well, they're on Goodread. My books are on Goodread.
Hmm.
Just I'm fixing to put it on Amazon. Um,
Hmm.
just different places. I've been working trying to get it all out there. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm always on
Hmm.
Facebook under Francis
Yes,
Marshall.
yes,
So
yes. That you find her on Facebook. Can we find you on Twitter and Instagram and all those?
they will be, and by tomorrow morning,
Oh,
I'll be
okay,
getting
all
them
right,
out there.
all right, okay, all right. I want to thank you, Miss Francis, again for coming on Authors Excerpt Sunday. And you are always welcome here. And I want you to have a blessed evening, okay?
You too. Have a great day.
Okay. All right. Bye, babies.
Bye bye. See everyone.
All right. Have a nice evening.
You too, hon.
All right. Hello, everyone, everyone, everyone. It has been an honor and a privilege to have Miss Francis on our show. You must go to Amazon. You must go and contact her, Miss Francis at her email address, which is francismarshall63 yahoo at yahoo.com. You can order her book straight from her. And if you have any requests or you need her to come to a book show, a book signing, do a book signing at your house, at the house, at the library, at the church, give her a call, okay? Give her a call because all us authors, we love support of our community that we create. And I want to say, if you want to come on Authors Excerpt Sunday as a guest, contact me at my email address. I am Sharice at ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com, and you can become a guest on Authors Excerpt Sunday as well. All right, everyone. And if you have missed this episode, you can always catch it on the podcast. I have a podcast, Sharice Johnson Moore's podcast, and I always put the episodes, the live broadcast on the podcast. Okay, so you won't miss anything. Okay, there's always several ways to watch this show or listen. I want to say thank you again for coming in and being here for Authors Extra Sunday. And I want y'all to have a blessed day. Okay, babies? I want y'all to have a blessed day. All right, now. Come back now, you hear? Okay? Holla at y'all next Sunday on Authors Extra Sunday.